It's been a while. We catch up with the Romford bull, Mr. Johnny Fisher.
How are you, Raps? Good to see you again, mate.
Likewise, welcome back from Spain.
Cheers.
Brought the weather with you, Johnny.
It's been beautiful. It's been lovely, and it makes a difference, you know. A bit of sunshine makes everyone happy.
Johnny, what's going to make you happy Saturday night?
A good, resounding victory. That would make me very happy. And what would also make me happy is seeing everyone having a great time, as they always do, pre and post fight. So that's another good thing I'm looking forward to, seeing everyone enjoy themselves.
You made it no secret that 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗓 is both somewhat of a mentor / idol and someone you looked up to when you were just coming in. You're not a trash talker, but this is definitely the most serious fight of your career. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I did like him when I was growing up. I did look up to him. I don't look up to him anymore. He's a rival now, he's my enemy. And that's how it's got to be. It can't be anything else.
Dave's got a lot of experience that comes with age. He's been around the track a few times. He's been in there sparring and in the ring with a lot of people of note. He talks about the kind of dark arts and he jokes with you about bringing these out in the fight. You can't really let that affect your game plan, but what do you think going into the second fight will be different for you mentally?
Well, I've already experienced a few of them. I think it was about 38 punches to the back of the head, shouting break. I went to touch his glove and then he hit me in the ear. So the best thing I take away from the last fight is he couldn't knock me out. So I know I can just stand in the middle of that ring. In that condition I was in, I'm just going to stand there and probably have a go at him. Same way I did in the last one. I'm just a little bit fresher this time. So why not just stand there and have it? Because if you couldn't get me out of there like that, after 3 cancelled fights, I'm so lean to the bone, coming back from a torn bicep, which the doctor basically said to me, if you tear that anymore, we can't repair your bicep. But I've recovered in time to a position where it's manageable. So in that sort of condition, in that sort of leanness, in that sort of unreplenished state, I still stood toe to toe and in the 10th round could have it. Why can't I just do it again in front of my home crowd this time?
John, you mentioned the home crowd. You're known for having a legion, an army, the Romford bull army. You bring thousands of people wherever you go. That was different in Saudi.
Yeah.
Also, you've been quite high up on the bill in nearly every show you've been on, which is testament to your popularity and your rise. Riyadh was different.
He was.
How did that feel in the fight and afterwards?
It's obviously a different atmosphere. Completely, you've seen 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 talk about it. It's not the same as fighting in front of a British crowd.
Especially you.
Yeah.
You bring your own fans.
Yeah, we bring our own fans, like 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪, the O2. We've had so many good nights, and it is, of course, different. It's still a boxing match, though. And the one good thing I'm positive I know is the crowd feeds me. The crowd makes me better, it makes me stronger. And imagine if that fight in Saudi was in the copper box when that happened. So the beautiful thing is, it is going to be in a few days' time.
𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 is on somewhat of a renaissance. He's coming back. He's saying he's looking at years ahead in his career now. A lot of people thought Dave was finished. He was washed up. He has got tons of experience.
He has.
But this is the toughest fight of your career.
Yeah.
So how do you prepare for this?
Well, he has come back, but I don't know how much of a renaissance it is because he got beat in his last fight, and he's going to get beat even better this time. So, yeah, it is a renaissance. He's come back in, but that's because I've allowed him to come back in. Not being arrogant about that. He literally was in the wilderness, and we gave him the chance. He gave me a fantastic fight, and I'm sure we'll put on another great fight for the public, but it's because of me that that's been allowed to happen. He's even acknowledged that himself. He said thank you. And, yeah, that doesn't change this time either.
Johnny, I've known you a long time from your debut, and
Yes.
I was always quite honest with Mark, your trainer, saying it was crazy the tightrope that you balanced between this mass support and rising through the ranks so quickly. 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪, obviously years removed from the game, had been at a high level.
Yeah.
So this was a jump up for you.
It was.
And as you said, you come through it, not with shining colours.
No.
And you sent me privately a message that night, explaining how you felt.
Yep.
And you were quite honest, and you said, look, I'll go straight back again.
Yeah.
A lot of people, and you've got your manager here, a lot of people would say, that's crazy going in with such a live dog, a risk, a wily old fox like Dave. So how do you wear that pressure, and how do you kind of like wield that?
Because that's who I am. What man are you if you come up against a challenge and you think, oh, I'll try and divvy-dally round the point. I might go and have a fight in America or fight someone else, build myself back up. Why do I need to build myself back up? I won the last fight, albeit in a close fight, which was a tight fight. I'm not denying that. Could have been a draw, could have gone the other way, but I can see why it went my way. Why not do it again and do it in better fashion? What sort of bloke am I if I go back and say, oh, I'm going to just skip around that, we'll just do that? No. Let's go back into the fire, because it's not really a fire, because if it was a fire, I would have been burnt out by now. But I'm still here. In that round 5, I came back, and I was winning at the end of that round 5. He was absolutely blowing a gasket. And if you couldn't get me out of there with a blood clot in my ear, you caught me when you said break, you caught me with the left hook, and I'm fighting like that after all them fights and them setbacks. Different now, I'm replenished and I'm in front of my home crowd.
John, we know you're tough. You've had sparring with some of the toughest guys around, 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪, 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪, plus I've seen some other private spars with proper dogs in the gym. Your chin was checked properly. Dave's not a puncher, but he's an experienced heavyweight. You were very, very active rounds 1 to 4. And you were looking very explosive and lively, double lively. That give you a lot of experience now to pace yourself slightly differently.
I might do. It does, but also, and what Dave told me after the fight is, people watching it, I'm probably 1 or 2 punches away from actually getting him out there again. And who knows, maybe this time, a little bit more weight behind me, a little bit more freshness, a little bit more head punches rather than body punches all the time. I've just got to land 2 or 3 more in them situations and it changes it. So instinctively I am who I am. I'm always going to go in there and have a tear up. So if I can go and have a tear up in that state and get hurt, as you said, with that equilibrium being gone, and still being able to throw punches in bunches like I was in the 10th round. Like I was throwing 4s and 5s. My head was still there, my faculties were still there, my chin was intact. I knew what I was doing. But there are ways you can make it easier, and one of them ways is to stop it.
John, you're always very happy. You're quite a light-hearted soul in the sense of how you approach life and boxing. Has this camp been more pressure or stressful, or has it still been fun? It's
been lovely. It was in 𝗙𝗘𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪. I had 2 great sparring partners in 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 and 𝗙𝗘𝗟𝗍. Really good lads. Me and Sonny and Mark, a small camp. Adam Bailey over in Bailey's gym. Really helpful. And it's just about making sure you rest and relax properly in between sessions. That was a big thing for me. So I've really enjoyed it. And this is what we're in the sport for big moments like this. So this is what my occupation lends itself to, and I'm very honoured and privileged to be in the position I am.
I mean, as I said, you're always light-hearted, but you seem very serious today. We haven't even called it the Copper Bosh, it's the Copper Box.
I'll say it.
But you are a guy that feeds off the crowd energy, off the support. You've got so much of it. You don't take it for granted, I know that.
No.
But that 11th man as such, or that wind behind your back, it's going to be jumping on Saturday, right?
Yeah, it will be.
So you're going to be able to enjoy it?
Well, in when we fought 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 here, it was 6,000. We're going to have 7,000 packed to the rafters in there this time. And you can't help but feed off that energy and that buzz. Like a few of them are coming down for their press conference today. Little Uber boat they're getting from Barkingside up to Canary Wharf.
Great day for it.
A great day out. So yeah, that's what it's all about for me at the end of the day. When I look back and I can think about the fans and the good memories we've created along the way, because that's what life's all about, creating memories.
Johnny, last couple. It's well documented you love your food, like your old man. But you also told me on the side that you were starting to kind of sharpen up things and, dot the I's and cross the T's with the nutrition. What's changed?
Just, I've got Lee Rickards on board for the last couple of fights, and it's good. Lee's so knowledgeable, and it just makes things make sense. You can ask him questions, and then you can ask him why. Why am I doing something? And it just, you believe in something more when you fully understand. So, just little things like, he said, why don't you have, he said, don't have any cheese with your steak when you go to the Italian. I said, why is that? He said, because it blocks iron absorption. And we want to keep the iron, and calcium blocks the iron. Just little things like that. I'm quite a geek when it comes to things like that. Any little things, and it just, when you can have someone who knows it inside out, you believe in it more because you know what he's saying is correct. So, yeah, it's good to have a couple of people on the team who are science-based, but boxing is still an art. It's not just a science, it's both. So you need a blend of the two, and we've definitely got that in my team.
You've got a great team. Last question. We've had a great month or so of super fights, matches being made. What's your 2 pence on how it all went down with Eubank and Conor?
I thought they stepped out of the shadow of their fathers. I really think that will go down. the young, like the 12, 13, 14-year-old kids who don't know about Conor Ben's and Chris Eubanks' dads, they'll look at them themselves and regard them as legends, and when they're older, they'll see them as the legends now. So they've entered legendary status in British boxing, and fair play to them both. I know Chris Eubanks Senior and Nigel Benn are both legends in their own, and now their two sons are. So credit to all of them. It was a privilege and an honour to watch that fight.
So you're happy with the rematch coming on?
I would like to. I'd obviously love to see a rematch of that fight because the first one was so entertaining. It's up to them what they've signed and how the rehydration works and everything. And if Chris Eubanks agreed to it and everyone's happy, and it's all been sanctioned by the Board of Control, then no one is to moan. I know there'll be arguments and controversy over that. My opinion is if someone's signed to do it and they want to do it, it's fine. I would like to see it with Eubank being rehydrated, see if that makes any difference. Will it make any difference a year down the line when it happens, with Conor Benn gaining even more experience and Eubank getting that little bit older? And Conor Benn is still jumping up a couple of weights, so yeah, there's a lot of different variables, but if it's all agreed, why not?
John, lastly, what's your message to the Romford Ball fans and to Mr. Dave Allen?
To the Romford Ball fans, I'll address you only because you're the ones that I care about. This is your time now as well. We do this together, we're in this together. We've done it here last time with 𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗅𝗓. Now we've got to do it again in better fashion. So tune in and buckle up for a big one. Bosh.
You remember this one, Johnny?
These t-shirts, these are really good. A couple of guys up the gym, Martin, who goes up the gym as well. He loves this t-shirt. This is probably my favourite one. No bullshit.
I've got a little batch of these in the loft. This is going to be
really
limited
good.
edition one day.
Yeah,
and this is
really
the
good.
Johnny we need on Saturday.
I've got one. I've got one in my wardrobe still.
But you see that face there? That's the Johnny we need on Saturday.
That's what you got. You didn't get that last time. There was no 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗓𝗓 last time. It wasn't there, but it's there now.
Johnny
The eye of the
Fisher,
ball.
it was a pleasure.
Thank you, my
long
friend.
time overdue.
Good man. Bosh.
That's what, John.
Cheers.